Hey guys, welcome back for another video. In today's video I'm going to show you how you can open up your Samsung One Connect voice remote and clean it and also repair it if you need to. You can see this is a couple of years old and I can see in these gaps here that there's a lot of dust settled in. There's also some grease that has gone in from handling the remote when we eat food and stuff. It looks tricky to open this, but if you do it the right way, it's not very difficult to open up the remote. So let's get started. First thing, I'm going to slide the back cover off. That's the battery cover, and I'm going to remove both the batteries. Keep that aside. Now, if you observe, there are no screws whatsoever on this remote, and what you're going to see here is there is a slight groove right here. And I'm going to take a tiny screwdriver. I'm going to press on it. You can take any similar equipment you might have from a mobile phone repair toolkit or any screwdriver or any similar tool, but make sure you don't use something very sharp and be gentle and delicate in this process. You don't want to press too hard and damage the remote. So I'm going to take this as my starting point and just slightly insert the screwdriver in between. And little by little I'm going to start opening up the remaining portion, move towards the bottom of the remote. So I started up here, I'm going to start moving to the bottom, and I'm also going to do the other side. There we go. You just got to be a bit gentle with it. It's going to offer some resistance, but eventually, if you do it right, it's going to come off. Don't pull on it. Just keep using your tool. Go easy on the remote, and it will come off eventually. There we go. So these are the two volume and channel control buttons. You can see here how dirty this has become, and push down on this spring here. That will get the chip out. You can even see some grease at the back of the chip. You might not be able to see it clearly on camera, but you can definitely feel it when you touch it. And then there's this keypad. You can see how much dirt has settled here as well. Often we may face issues with the microphone, so for that it's important to clean this bit here, which is where you have the groove for the microphone. So I'm going to remove this cover as well, just like so, and I'm going to clean that bit as well. For all the plastic parts, I'm just going to use some cotton with some sanitizer. I'm going to use that to clean it. And then for the chip, I'm just going to wipe it dry with the cotton on the back side and on the front side. I'm not going to do much there. I'll just use some sort of blower to just blow the dust off. Alright guys, so I have actually cleaned up each of the components. I in fact ended up using a toothbrush along with some dishwash to clean all the plastic parts. The amount of grease that was settled on there. You can see the remote cover now looks as good as new. Same for all the other pieces, all the grease, dust, everything is gone. The front piece as well is sparkling. And the chip, as I mentioned, I just wiped it with a dry cotton. No liquid materials used there. And the volume control buttons as well are now completely clean. So it's time to put the remote back together. Just one thing to tell you, right here, this is where the microphone slot is. So If you're facing any issues with your microphone, just blow into it, make sure it's clean before we put the remote back together. Now putting it back together is quite simple. I'm going to put the chip back to where it's supposed to be, just like so. With that done, we're going to put the keypad back into its original place. But before that, let's make sure we get the volume controls on. I was just about to forget that. Just slide them back into place. The longer bit goes on the inside. Slide it in from down, just like that. So there we go. The volume controls are in place. Now we're going to put the keypad back into place. Gently press on it. Make sure it fits well, else some of your controls would not work. Sorry about the camera angle. I may not be capturing everything too well, but you get the idea. So once that is done, I'm going to put the remote back together, but don't forget this tiny cover for the microphone hole that we had taken off. I'm just going to put it back here. If we don't do that, it can cause dust and liquids to enter in. And with this done, I'm just going to remove this chipset. Make sure I slide it in perfectly. There we go. This bit slides under the IR sensor. Now just align it perfectly. And you can just start pushing it shut. Once it's fully shut, you can put the batteries back in, slide the battery cover on it, and your remote is as good as new. I also have this glow in the dark cover for my remote. It fits really well on this. The link to purchase this cover is available in the video description. We've also cleaned this cover as well. And putting the remote back, you can see how well it fits, and it's also glow in the dark, so you can find the remote easily in the dark as well. So there you have it. That's how easy it is to service your Samsung One Connect voice remote and get it looking nice and pretty. Hope you found this video helpful and you could service your remote as well. Do leave your feedback in the comments below. Do subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.